welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a smitten couple in love that loves reacting to some Smite.
Smitten for Smite.
Yeah, and it's Triple Trailer Tuesday, people. Woo-hoo. So we got some trailer reactions, some god reveals for the Chinese Pantheon in Smite. This is part 2 of our draft. And the way it works is we have our little claim tickets here, and we use a claim ticket when we see a character we like. We only have a certain set amount of them. And there's a special one that's like a steal ticket. We don't always use it, but it's also a block ticket. So if I try to steal something that she likes, then she can block it.
Boom, like that. You gotta put
like
emphasis.
Like oomph. You gotta put some oomph on it.
Welcome to the Smite God reveal for Sun
Wukong,
the Monkey King.
Ooh, nice.
In Smite, Sun Wukong slams down his cudgel as a physical melee warrior.
I like the constellations in the background.
Warrior, rebel, trickster, monk. Sun Wukong is known by many titles in the East, yet it was a journey to the West that made him a hero. In his youth, Sun Wukong gained leadership of the monkey tribes, learned secret arts and spells from a Taoist monk, and acquired the legendary Rui Jingu Bang from Huang, a staff that could change size according to his whim. He defied death itself by wiping his name from the Book of Life and Death, and united many of the other monster tribes who sought to ally with him, an act that garnered the attention of the Jade Emperor. In an effort to better control the Monkey King, the Jade Emperor awarded him a title. But when Sun Wukong discovered his new position was little more than stable boy, he grew angry and declared himself great sage equal of heaven and waged war on the heavens. For this treasonous act, he was finally captured and imprisoned beneath a mountain for 5 centuries. At long last, the humble monk, Cao Sang, was seeking disciples to protect him while on his legendary journey to the west to collect the Indian sutras. Sun Wukong gladly agreed to serve him, but the Buddha wrapped a golden circlet around the Monkey King's head so that Sun Sang could control him. With 3 other disciples, they faced 81 trials during their quest and collected the sutras. For his service and strength, Sun Wukong was awarded Buddhahood, finally ascending to heaven and gaining immortality. With an epic battle between gods taking place, Sun Wukong's presence is all but assured. Sun Wukong's passive is called Undefeated Body. When Sun Wukong is below 50% health, his critical chance and protections increase. His first ability is called the Magic Cudgel. Sun Wukong's magical cudgel grows in length and he slams it down, damaging all enemies in front of him. His second ability is called Master's Will. Sun Wukong strikes around him, damaging and knocking up all enemies. Sun Wukong's third ability is called 72 Transformations. Sun Wukong transforms into an eagle, tiger, or ox and charges forward.
That's
his form
3
is
transformations.
selected using the ground targeter. As an eagle, he travels the fastest of the 3 forms and moves through enemies. As a tiger, he will pounce on the first enemy he encounters, dealing damage and stunning them. As an ox, he plows through all enemies, dealing
ox looks like the most
tiger
fun.
form, but knocking them back. Sun Wukong's ultimate is called Somersault Cloud. Sun Wukong leaps up onto his cloud, leaving a decoy of himself behind to fight. This decoy looks exactly like Sun Wukong to enemy gods, including the name tag. The decoy fights with all of Sun Wukong's current stats, but only 50% of his physical power, and it lasts for only a limited time. While on the cloud, Sun Wukong regenerates health. He may leap off before the duration expires, dealing damage and joining his decoy in the fight. Welcome to the Smite
Holy
God
shit.
reveal for Xin Jian, the Relentless.
Oh yeah! He looks awesome!
He definitely looks like somebody who belongs on your team, that's for sure.
Yes!
Legends of the Headless Warrior from the East. Long ago, 3 emperors warred for supremacy of a young nation. Barely clinging to dominance, the Flame Emperor deployed his greatest general, the warrior poet Xin Chen. Xin Chen returned to his lord in defeat, but with spirit unbroken. He begged to ride out and meet the enemy, but the Flame Emperor refused. Unwilling to give in despite the loss of his lord, Xin Chen rallied the Flame Army for a final siege of the Yellow Emperor's Sky Palace. Xin Chen met the Yellow Emperor in single combat, the 2 titans trading blows up upon the mountaintop. High upon the snow-capped peak, the Yellow Emperor's blade at last struck true, beheading Xin Chen.
Damn.
Whoa.
Some unknown days later, there at the base of the mountain, Xin Chen awoke. A new face burned from his chest. The fire to battle renewed. The now headless Xin Chen rose to fight again. For Xin Chen, there is no defeat. There is no death. As long as there is a battle to be fought, he will never surrender. And he will never die.
Sweet. I don't even care what his abilities are.
Xin Chen's passive is Smoldering Rage. He gains stacks of Smoldering Rage each time he hits an enemy with an ability. For each stack of rage Xin Chen has, he gains HP 5. These fade after 18 seconds. Xin Chen's first ability is Furious Roar. He shouts from his chest with great force, damaging enemies and reducing their basic attack damage. Enemy gods take a percentage of max health damage over time as well. This ability is one of his main clearing tools and can be used to stack his passive very quickly. Xin Chen's second ability is Hook Slam. This ability has a 2-part chain. He first launches an attack with his axe, knocking the opponents into the air before slamming them into the ground, rooting them.
And
it
laughing.
is worth noting you can use the second part on a different enemy from the one you knocked into the air. Xin Chen's third ability is Sky Cutting Axe. Xin Chen leaps forward, dealing damage to enemies where he lands. He can choose to leap again within 2 seconds. While in the air, Xin Chen gains protections which are refreshed if he connects with a target. Using another ability in between leaps will not allow you to use the second leap. This ability makes a great engage tool to break the enemy lines. Xin Chen's ultimate is Whirlwind of Rage and Steel. He spins his axe
Great
3
name.
times in succession, sweeping up his enemies.
Oh, sweet.
After the 3 spins, he then throws anyone that he had caught.
Spin cycle.
This skill allows Xin Chen to catch the enemy team and throw them into a bad position. Look to pair this with Sky Cutting Axe to get you into position before using this ability. Gods and goddesses, welcome to the Smite God reveal for Huang, the Jade Emperor. Huang, the Jade Emperor, sought to enlighten both man and God, helping mortals that he could in his travels. There arose a great king among the demons who wished to rule over the heavens and the earth. In the end, the demon king was defeated not by the might of Huang, but by his benevolence and wisdom. In the aftermath,
him.
mortal and god alike claimed their savior, the sovereign of sovereigns and ruler of all creation.
Yeah, it's
The
pretty cool.
Jade Emperor had ascended to his throne. Huang's passive is Master of the Tao. Huang attunes himself to the way of the universe, giving his basic attacks and abilities additional effects. He gains 1 stack of Tao every 15 seconds, and he may also gain an additional stack by hitting an enemy after not taking or dealing damage for 3 seconds. Once he has enough stacks, Huang becomes attuned, allowing his basic attacks to chain to 1 additional enemy for reduced
Sweet.
damage. Huang's first ability is Flames of the Phoenix.
Good name.
Yu Huang conjures 4 cinders of the Phoenix, spreading them in an X shape. The cinders rush inward, dealing damage once as they travel. When the cinders meet, they explode in a persisting field of flames, burning enemies inside. If Yu Huang is attuned when the cinders explode, all enemies in the area have their magical protections reduced.
Jumps.
Yu Huang's second ability is Dao Cultivation. Yu Huang begins cultivating his Dao before firing a projectile that damages and slows enemies it passes through. As it travels, it leaves behind a trail that explodes, damaging and rooting all enemies caught in it. This ability can be fired early to deal reduced damage, gaining additional damage if Yu Huang continues meditating. Yu Huang may also hold his meditation even longer to earn additional Dao on firing.
Okay.
Yu Huang's third ability is Celestial Flight. Yu Huang calls forth the Pearl Dragon from beneath him, banishing himself into the air and becoming untargetable. He then gracefully floats back down to the ground in a controlled flight, damaging enemies where he lands. While Yu Huang is falling, he may refire this ability to increase his downward momentum, causing him to fall faster. If Yu Huang is attuned, the Pearl Dragon follows him as he descends, knocking back any enemies beneath him. Yu Huang's ultimate ability is Dueling Dragons. Yu Huang manifests a huge surge of dragon-shaped energy, becoming CC immune and summoning the Pearl Dragon to oppose him.
That's the only coolest one we've seen so far.
He his dragon of energy toward the Pearl Dragon, who will charge directly at it. Both dragons damage and push enemies caught in the blast. If the dragons collide, a damaging explosion occurs in the area. If Yu Huang is attuned, the width of the dragon's path is increased.
I don't think they had a regular video for this guy, so I think this is the only one we get. I think it must have been one of the first characters they probably introduced.
Ah, okay. That means we don't get any more then, doesn't it?
I know.
Like, who are you going to? What if you're a dick? I don't want you on my team if you're a dick.
It's true. Well, we can save him to the end. You just see it.
I mean, looks like he's doing some cool stuff.
True. But yeah, without knowing enough about him, it's tough to draft.
I don't want to spend my valuable money on something different.
Exactly. Got cool music though.
I mean, they're like hyping him up with like the moves and the music.
Did you just like summon some tornadoes too? Is that what I saw?
Maybe. And some what was that? Some
purple goo.
Purple goo. Okay.
Purple spirits.
I summon the spirit of purple. Fight for me.
Yeah, it looks like what the?
Is that like demons from the underworld?
Sure. Why not?
Demonic energy coming up from I don't know.
We'll make up our own lore for him.
Welcome to the Smite God reveal for Chang'e.
Aw, Fairy of the Moon. She has a bunny! Oh, come on, she's gotta be on my team. Nice, she has a pet.
Yeah, she's way too sweet to be on my team.
Can't be on your
born in the crucible of creation. Sometimes gods ascend by tragic happenstance, such as the tale of Chang'e, Fairy of the Moon. Among the immortals that lived in the heavens, Chang'e was the most elegant dancer, like a dove on wind-swept currents. She drew the affection of the hero archer Hou Yi, and the two were soon married. Everything was perfect. Yet beneath the heavens, all was not well. 10 sons, the 10 children of the Jade Emperor, rose to scorch the earth and boil the seas. Brave Hou Yi, bow in hand, shot 9 from the sky, sparing only 1. Though the world was saved, the Jade Emperor was furious his children were killed. In punishment, Hou Yi and Chang'e were made mortal. Chang'e grew melancholy and danced no more. To
Aw.
restore their status in the heavens, Hu Yi found the elixir of immortality, but thieves came to steal it while he was hunting. Chang'e struggled to hide the elixir, but in the end was forced to drink it. Too much for one person, the elixir gave her immortality, but it also swept her into the sky. Since then, Chang'e has lived on the moon, forbidden to see her husband, a jade rabbit, her only companion. Yet, the earth is once again in peril, and Chang'e finds herself upon the mortal surface. Perhaps this is a second chance. If only she can save the world without angering the Jade Emperor, she can at last reunite with her husband.
Aw.
She seems nice.
Chang'e's passive is called Jade Rabbit.
She has this little bunny
Chang'e
rabbit
can
with her.
purchase or sell items from anywhere, and her rabbit companion will fetch them. Only one item
You fetch your
can be
slippers.
purchased or sold in this way at a time. Chang'e also gains movement speed with no backpedal penalty when using her dances.
He just chucked it at her butt.
Her first ability is called Crescent Moon Dance. Chang'e flings a crescent moon that hits all units in its arc, dealing damage to enemies and giving physical protections to Chang'e and her allies. Her second ability is called Moonlit Waltz. Chang'e performs an evasive spin dance, unable to be hit during the action. For each tick of damage from an ability that was avoided, Chang'e restores mana to herself and her allies. Chang'e's third ability is called Moonflower Dance.
Does she have a little friend?
Chang'e twirls, scattering flowers around her and healing herself and her allies. Chang'e
Oh, okay, it's
gains
just showing that it heals her
additional
ally.
healing for each god that she heals. Her Moonflower Dance also reduces the healing of all
Her friend's a rocker.
Yeah.
Chang'e's ultimate is called Waxing Moon.
Bucky.
Chang'e's
No.
third ability is called Moonflower Dance. Chang'e twirls, scattering flowers around her.
What is your fucking problem?
And healing herself and her allies. Chang'e gains additional healing for each god that she heals. Her Moonflower Dance also reduces the healing of all nearby enemies. Chang'e's ultimate is called Waxing Moon. So captivating is Chang'e's Waxing Moon that she deals damage and stuns enemies in front of her. Each subsequent god is stunned
Stunning is always great.
longer than the previous one.
Her like fat rabbit just sits next to her and watches her kick butt.
Welcome
And throws
to
boots
the
at her butt.
Smite God
Yeah.
reveal for Naja, the third Lotus Prince.
Nausea.
Born to innocence, forced to fight, destined to be a hero, the child god Naja defends those that cannot defend themselves, especially against tyrant gods. For 3.5 years, Naja's mother carried him in her womb. During this time, the dragon gods, led by Huang, terrorized the people, sending floods and storms and demanding not just food, but child sacrifices to feast upon as well.
Ooh.
Dark.
Into this world
Yeah.
was Naja born, a full-grown boy with laughter in his eyes, trained by the immortal sage Taiyi Zhenjin, who gave him the powerful universe ring and armillary sash. Youthful and carefree, Naja was also headstrong, often arguing with his father what was right and wrong. But youth does not last forever, and Naja's life changed defending two friends against a captain of Huang's army. Insulted, the dragon god commanded his third son, Bing, to defeat the boy. But in the end, Naja slew his opponent. Furious with grief, Huang demanded Naja's father make reparations for the offense committed by his son, or he would send floods and storms to ravage the land. Naja humbly sacrificed himself to appease the dragon god, but evil Huang sent storms anyway. Taiyi
Dick.
Zhong worked his wisdom, and from the petals of a lotus plant, Naja was reborn. The immortal sage gave him new weapons, the fire-tipped spear and wind-fire wheels. Weapons to challenge even the dragon god and defeat him once and for all. Time has passed since Ao Kuang's ruin, but the winds of war are rising, and new gods of tyranny challenge the safety of the defenseless. Once again, Naja will set aside his youth and stand against the tide, for not even death can stop him.
Is he standing on two buttons?
It kind of looked like that, right?
In Smite,
Okay, the
Naja
wheels.
purifies
Wheels
the
on fire.
battlefield
Yeah.
as a physical
That's pretty cool.
melee assassin.
Ooh, and he's just okay. You know what?
You like the assassin?
And like rolling on wheels on fire.
Yeah.
Naja's passive is
He
called
rollerblades,
Child of the Lotus.
kills people.
When Naja dies,
Exactly.
his indomitable spirit
Those are the
is
skills you look for.
reborn at his location, healing nearby allies every second for a portion of his maximum health and increasing their protections. Naja's basic attacks also utilize a 4-swing chain, with the final attack in the chain dealing damage to all enemies in front of him. His first ability is called Universe Ring Toss. Naja throws the Universe Ring in a line. If it hits an enemy, it will bounce to other nearby enemies. Each enemy hit takes physical damage, is slowed, and receives a stacking physical protection debuff. His second ability is called Flaming Spear. Naja activates his flaming
Something got some
spear,
flair.
increasing his
Give him
attack
that.
speed and
Ooh.
critical hit
Oh.
chance. for
Speaking of flair?
duration.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Naja's third ability is called Armillary Sash. Naja
Yeah,
throws
excellent
out his
balance.
Armillary Sash.
Yes.
If it hits an enemy god, the target is stunned as Naja
Oh, sweet.
waves himself toward them. On arrival, Naja delivers a powerful smash, hitting all nearby
He's just so
targets for
tiny.
physical damage.
Oh, he's also like half in the splits too.
Naja's
Yeah.
ultimate is called Wind Fire Wheels. Naja dashes forward. If he hits an enemy god, he knocks them toward
Holy
the
crap!
heavens, unleashing a combo, then smashing
Wow.
back down, delivering a final blow that
I didn't see that
damages
before, where like it
and
changes
knocks
where
out his target
they are in the
and all
environment, like
nearby
knocks them in the
enemies.
air.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. Can't lie. That was pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sure, Beefy's on my team.
Whoa.
Welcome to the Smite
like a
God reveal
soul
for
cluster?
John Kui, the Demon Queller.
Okay.
Okay.
Quells demons. Oh yay!
In
Jolly.
Smite, John Kui exorcises the evil within his enemies as a mage.
He gives noogies. He gives demon noogies.
Oh. Knocked his head off
In
too.
this world resides powerful evil, intent on destroying everything crafted by gods and men. Without guardians of equal strength, all would have fallen long ago. John Kui was once a man with ambitions no greater than scholastic excellence, but in death became the perfect shield against evil's onslaught. John Kui sought to pit his brilliant mind against the imperial examinations, tests to select counselors for the emperor. With ease, he passed. But when the emperor saw his hideous face, he cast the scholar out. Offended, furious, John Kui hurled himself repeatedly at the palace gates until his body was broken. For his crime, John Kui's soul was judged by the King of Hell. But where the Emperor saw only ugliness, the King of Hell saw potential armed with genius.
Nice.
John Kui was appointed Lord of Demons, tasked to forever hunt and ensnare the evils of the world. For centuries, homeowners and shopkeepers have adorned their buildings with John Kui's likeness, for that visage that once horrified the Emperor now glares with purpose at unwelcome demons. Yet, these days, it is not just shops and homes in peril, but the whole world.
Yeah.
His passive is called Demon Bag. The demons that John Kui captures from exorcism are stored in his demon bag. When he uses recall demons, each
stretches
pulse
it out.
from the bag uses 20% of the bag's capacity
some demon
to
juice
buff
out
the
there.
damage and healing of that
Well, it
wave
does
of
kind of look like a
demons.
paintbrush.
Yeah, it
His
does.
first ability is called Expose Evil. Zhong Kui pastes a card on all enemies in front of him, marking them as a demon, slowing and damaging them each second while they are marked.
It's probably
His
the writing
second
tool. I don't know the
ability is
name of
called
it, but that they do
Exorcism. Zhong
like that
Kui
beautiful
yells at
Chinese
his
writing.
enemies,
Ah, okay,
causing
yeah.
their demons to flee, dealing damage as they leave the body. Any demons from enemies marked by Expose Evil are captured by Zhong Kui, healing him.
Sweet.
Zhong Kui's third ability is called Book of Demons. When fired, the Book of Demons deals damage and stuns nearby enemies, with marked enemies getting stunned longer. When this ability is not
Alright,
on
his ultimate better be
cooldown,
pretty cool.
the
His
Book of
abilities are
Demons
alright.
flies nearby Zhong Kui, firing for a percentage of Zhong Kui's basic damage.
I shall kill you with paint.
Zhong
Yes.
Kui's ultimate is
on.
called Recall Demons. Demons
Alright.
pulse out from Zhong Kui's bag and attack nearby players.
Okay, that
they
sounds pretty cool.
chase forever, doing damage to
Yeah!
enemies and
They're like from
healing all.
Ghostbusters.
I was gonna say they he's the anti-Ghostbuster.
Crowd control for the duration.
Okay.
All right, and then okay, the last guy, Guan Yu. There's a odd number, so do you want him or I can take him?
I'll take him, but he better not be a dick. I'm gonna live wild. I'm gonna roll the dice.
All right, we'll find out in the comments. Is he a dick? What'd you think?
I enjoyed these. It is a pantheon I know nothing about, so
Yeah.
it was really fun to dive into the stories on this one. Some of them are quite scary. You have quite a few scary ones on your team, but then some of them are quite beautiful and
Yeah.
tragic and sad, like the Fairy of the Moon, who she just wants to get back to her husband, but she's forever separated from him. Like, that's just terribly sad.
Yeah, and of course I like the guy that got his head chopped off and came back and
Yeah.
he's got no quit in him. Now he's just got a big face. Reminds me of like Nurgle, kind of that design a little bit. But yeah, so like I really thought he was cool right away, and his lore did not disappoint. Anyone that gets their head chopped off and comes back is okay in my book.
I'm a little sad that you got son Wukong. I think.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't grab him right away.
See, this is where you had the advantage because Bucky was doing a great job distracting me. So I was very concerned about keeping him on my lap and not letting him fall off. And of course, I'm still holding his dog toy in my hand because I was trying to like entertain him. And so like by the time I had like gathered like, okay, that's Son. Okay, like I'm probably gonna get him. Play with Bucky. Okay. Oh wait, what? No. And so I was like, ah. And part of me was thinking about using my steel, but the problem with using your steel is if you have to use it then and there, you really don't know the full scope of what you could get. So you're kind of burning it if,
Well,
you know.
yeah, but you want to use it on someone that you definitely want. So that's why, use it on someone you want. I would, if you'd stolen them, I would have let you have them.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but them's the breaks, as they say.
But I
you
got
gotta-
the Jade Emperor. So.
You got the Jade Emperor. The Jade
Got
Emperor
that.
was cool. I was gonna pick the Jade Emperor, but then I'm like, man, I picked the first two, and it was kind of then was like, what do you think? I'm like, oh, I don't want to. What if someone really cool comes up towards the end there, and I really want them, but I should have taken them because the Jade Emperor was probably my other favorite in there. So the Jade Emperor son, and then my headless demon guy.
Yeah.
Let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments. And if you want our full draft, check out the description of this video because we got a playlist there for all of our Smite reactions, as well as our draft that we've had so far. So you can see all of our characters that we've drafted, both in this round and previous rounds.
Yeah.
And if you want early access to our videos, check out the description of this video for a link to our Patreon. Thanks so much for checking out our reaction for, there's a lot of things to check out. Smite, Chinese Pantheon, our draft part 2, but just keep in mind.
That our reaction is definitely not definitive.